Hey everybody, welcome back to Pints and Projects. My name is Tyler and I'm your internet buddy for ADHD fueled projects. And today we're going to be taking a look at this PSP. For those of you who have no idea what this is a PlayStation Portable. The original one came out in 2004. And it had a 4.3-inch screen, and it could play not only games off of what were called UMD discs, you could even play movies on it. So they sold movies on these little discs that pop into this little back drive here. It also had Wi-Fi, so you could surf the internet on it. I had a friend growing up, or a couple friends actually, that had PSPs growing up, and man, they were so cool. Like one friend had like the entire TV show Psych on his PSP. He could just watch it in class. That was so cool because this was just, at the time, like phones weren't really crazy yet. Like they weren't like to the point where they are now. I had for a brief time a PSP 3000 and I played it quite a bit, but I sold it. Now, a friend of mine found this one at a garage sale for, yeah, you guessed it, $1. $1 for this thing, one whole dollar. Yeah, it's pretty rough. It looks bad. It's missing the battery cover. It's missing the battery. The disc tray is broken. It appears to be missing hardware. I can't really tell. We'll just kind of have to take it apart and see. There's this weird like sticker on this button, so I don't know if that means that the stickers or the buttons coming out or what. Also, the mini USB cable's been absolutely mangled, but we're gonna give this PSP a new lease on life. I have a variety of parts for it, including a new shell. I got a brand new shell for it. It's not perfect. In fact, if you look here, I'll bring them up close here. If you look at the differences in the Sony logos, you can tell that one's thicker than the other. But hey, I mean, it's a $1 PSP. So what are you gonna complain about? Like, I don't like doing this to consoles just because, it takes away the originality of it. But I don't really know how well this will clean up, and it's gonna bug me if the screen's got a bunch of these like blemishes and stuff that don't appear to come off. I don't even know why I spent money on this, so I didn't even know if it turns on or not. I did have to buy a new power adapter, so we're gonna see if this works here. I did buy a battery for it, and it was supposed to be here by now. Like, I ordered all of this like 2 weeks ago. All right. Hey, look at that. It's got a sign of life. Here's, we have no controls on this side of the screen, so that's cool. We do have buttons on this side. Volume controls work. Yeah, it seems like it works, so I guess that's good. I don't know if it has like a little memory stick in it. Probably doesn't. Yeah, it's got the adapter, but no memory stick. So let's go ahead and start taking this thing apart and hopefully not make it worse. So, unfortunately, when I was a kid, I did not grow up on the PSP. I grew up on the Nintendo DS and Game Boy, but I always envied my friends who had these because, man, they were just so cool. Like, how could you not, like, think that this was the coolest thing ever when you were a kid? Think about, like, all the things, like, I could play Star Wars Battlefront at school, and, man, that was the coolest thing ever to me. Just gonna ever so gently void the warranty. All right, warranty is now voided. I cannot go back to Sony if I mess this up, which is okay because I wasn't planning to anyway. All right, so this is basically broken. Oh, okay, so the front comes off. Starts to come off at least. Till, oh, there we go. Hey, look at that. I mean, I don't see anything outwardly right now that would cause the little button controls on this side to not work. So these little wings come off. Luckily, these actually look like they're savable. I don't understand why this one had tape, because the wing on it was still good. Yeah, still was fine. I don't know why there was tape on it, but okay. So the big thing that we're going to want to check is this little ribbon cable here. So this little pad, we want to make sure that this is seated, there's no like liquid damage, which is possible because this thing is absolutely gross. Long time ago, I picked up it was a PS Vita that had no power. The guy had replaced the battery, the charger, everything, and he just could not figure out why this thing was not turning on. And then come to find out, it got jostled and the power cable for the switch came disconnected slightly. and was keeping it from turning on. So I got a PSP or a PS Vita for I think I paid 20 bucks for it. It was really, really cheap. Now that I got fingerprints all over the display, let's start lifting this assembly out. Oh no. There are things falling off this board. Yeah, there was basically nothing left of the mini USB port. There's the display. We have the display now. Wiggle the cable out, and I'm assuming this is the power connector. We're gonna unplug that as well. All right, so there's the display. Put that up there where it's gonna be safe. Okay, so there's our little motherboard here. Looks like we got a little connector for this. Let's try pulling on this part. Hey, look at that. And that just unplugs. How cool. Wow, this is paper thin. Like, you could ruin that easily. Man, look at that thing. They crammed a whole CD drive in there. Like, crazy. Absolutely crazy. So yeah, so the pegs on, there's like a little peg that's supposed to fit into the case that is broken off. That's why it wasn't fitting in there right. Oh, there we go. All right, and the motherboard is out. First things first, we're gonna wanna look at these pads here for the micro USB. So you can see here, this is where the micro USB used to be. And then when I took the damn thing apart, it just disintegrated into 8 million pieces. So I would assume that it was already broken and not working long before I had taken it apart. Or at least I'm gonna just blame it on the kid who had it before. Take our little magnifying glass here and I'm gonna look. Hey, cool. Yeah, there's definitely pads there. Cool thing is there are like little traces here, so technically I could rebuild these if I really needed to. And it looks like the poles are still good. Like these little pole holes here. Looks like they're still good. So we should be able to get a replacement little mini USB here to just solder right on. I don't have a problem with doing those. Grievensteiner. I know that's not the right way to say that, but yeah, a friend of mine gave this to me, and I'm gonna try it out. I don't know what it tastes like, but open that away from everything. Yeah, it's pretty good. Ain't bad. I did order some parts, but I also did get some parts in. So I got the new replacement battery, got some ribbon cables here. Then on top of that, we got, I should have unwrapped it before I started this recording. This is a glass screen. Apparently they sell glass screens for these, so did not know that. Let's take a look here. Wow, that's actually pretty cool. Look at that. This is glass. It's not crappy plastic that's gonna scratch immediately. So with the PSP, so the replacement shell that I got kind of sucks. It's not great. I really am not happy with how it looks. So these are the trims that they sent to replace the other trim. Yeah, this is the original trim that was on it. And then this is the one that they sent me. This is supposed to be a silver kit. I would expect it to be a one-to-one exact replica of what it is. We're not gonna use these crappy silver pieces. I don't wanna use that. In hindsight, I should have just ordered a replacement door, because really the only thing that was broken on this door, this little pin right here, is the problem with this door. It's the reason why it doesn't sit in there right no more. The back of the replacement shell really isn't that bad. It's already most of the way put back together anyway. And I did check, and my little trim pieces that go around this actually fit. So I'm gonna reuse the trim pieces, but I'm gonna use this back piece. It does really suck that the silvers don't match, but considering it'll be on the back where you can't see it and they'll be separated by that little trim piece, I'm not foreseeing too many issues with that. Wait, there's one other piece that I got that I don't have on my workbench. Give me one sec. It's a replacement mini USB. So this is gonna be challenging for a few reasons. These pads aren't very big. I should be able to do this without the microscope, but I'm gonna have to clean out these tabs here because that's where the new mini USB is gonna sit. All right, let me see if I can sucker these out. I'm going to assume that I'm gonna have trouble. Yeah, that's what I thought. Okay, it took a lot longer than I expected to get that port on there, but I'm pretty happy with it. Man, it took just a ton of patience. It's not my prettiest soldering job, so I gotta touch these back up really quick, get the post from the other side. I think I'm good to put the pins down, and yeah, we'll be on our way. All right, so now we gotta put these pins down here. I accidentally bumped this last one. Yeah, it's not my prettiest job, but it will suffice. Okay, so we pretty much need to just clean this guy up really quick. So we're just gonna take some rubbing alcohol and we're gonna dip our little toothbrush in here, and we're just gonna clean the board off. We have a fixed board now. And yeah, it's not my prettiest work. It's definitely not 100%, but the pins are on there like they should be. So now that we're done with this nightmare, we're pretty much ready to move on to the next nightmare. And that's going to be, I guess, transferring all of this stuff to this guy. So while this is off, I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to wet a Q-tip, and we're going to clean off the joystick here. And then we're just going to brush it all over here. Get all the gunk off, get it there. All right, sorry for the interruption. I don't know how much footage I just lost. I guess my phone died. So yeah, we're starting to kind of get along here. Okay, so let's clean up the buttons here. As you can see, man, they are just stinking gross. I might have to go get more rubbing alcohol, or more Q-tips, I mean. I don't understand like how some people can let their stuff get this dirty. It would bother me. It looks a million times better. I'm actually quite happy with that. I'm like a dental hygienist right now. Oh, you just wait until the dentist sees you. He's gonna be so mad that you didn't floss. Okay, I keep running into issues with my phone recording this. It's like, it dies. And then I go check it here, you know, a little bit ago, and it's like out of storage. It's like, oh God. But yeah, so this is where I'm at. Basically everything is ready to go. I think we're finally ready for the actual display piece. I still don't know where this spring goes. I would assume it goes somewhere on the disk drive thing. I'll figure that out here in a second. Hopefully it's not buried somewhere in the PSP, because otherwise I will be sad and I won't know what to do with myself. So basically we want to pull off the plastic display and we want to install this glass guy. But what we're going to do is we're going to use this little spudger knife, and we're going to go underneath the little plastic here. We're just going to kind of be careful so we don't stab ourselves, but we're just going to work it under there. The rest of this should start to, yeah. Okay, so I think I cleaned this as best as I could, at least. Let's go ahead and put the display, or the glass on the display. And how we're going to go about doing that is we're going to take our T7000 here. So we're just going to run a super small bead along the edge here. Okay, just like that. Okay, now this can come off. All right. Let's see what we got. Well, it turned on, so I guess that's a good sign. All right, do we have, yay, we have directional buttons now. Yay, that's cool. Ooh, we should check and see if my computer recognizes when this is plugged in. Plug into there. And I think we can charge off of this too. Honestly, not 100% sure on that, but. All right, we fixed it. And it's charging. So that's, man, that's just so fantastic. All right, so let's hit the hay, then we'll go to vintage stock tomorrow. We'll just pick out a random game since I don't have any PSP games to test on it right now. And we'll give it a shot. We'll see how it plays. All right, going into my local vintage stock here. I got a little turn around. They've reorganized since the last time I was there. Didn't really have a whole lot of good titles to choose from, but I did see that they had some brand new PSPs in stock. Don't know how that happened. But yeah, I did get a game. It's MX versus ATV Untamed. So, should work. All right, so now that we're back with our game here, let's go ahead and open it up. It ended up being like $11 even after tax, so it was cheaper than what most of them are going for, at least according to price charting. So, and this was pretty much the only game that I've actually played, at least on the PS3, so I've never played it on the PSP before, but I figured this game would be a good test game. Throw that aside. All right, let's open this puppy up, stick the disc in, like so. Close that up. Oh, that doesn't sound good. Oh, there we go. Okay, so that comes out. Now we're at the disk drive. Yeah, things go a lot quicker when you actually know what you're doing. Oh, I think I just fixed it. These little worm gears here were jammed up and not turning for some reason. And I couldn't get the actual laser to move on its own for some reason, but now it's got full range of motion now. Like when I go to turn these, you could feel it just binding up like it didn't want to go anywhere, and now it's going somewhere. So I think while we're in here, probably be a good idea to go ahead and lubricate some of these pieces. So we can lubricate this little worm gear here, lubricate these little guys. Oh yeah, it's turning really good now. All right, I think we fixed it. So I think we're good to put this all back together now. Put our spring back here. Up, up. I think I got it. I think I got it. Ah, hey, there we go. Haha! I defeated you yet again, spring. I wonder why I didn't know how to put it back, because it was broken on the other one. Fingers crossed this time that we got it. I'm pretty confident that we did, but of course there's no way to know until we actually play it. If not, I guess it's not a big deal. I guess I can save this PSP for another day. Fingers crossed, hopefully that's good. Ugh. It's quieter. I guess that's an improvement. Oh God, that just sounds horrible. Well, I hate to do this, but I think that I think I'm just gonna leave this video as it is. So, you know, I guess this is part one of fixing this $1 PSP. I hate to leave things unresolved, but I think this is where this video is just gonna end for a little bit while I just kind of stew over all the work I've done on this thing already. Man, it's frustrating to run into another disk drive issue. For the most part, we have it, I would say, 90% done, which I am pretty happy about. Anyway, I'd like to thank you guys for the love and support on the first video that I posted on my channel. I do have a couple older videos that were actually supposed to be my first videos that I need to get edited. The projects took a little bit longer than I expected, so be looking out for those on my channel here soon. But I'd like to thank you all for the love and support on my first one. It was really heartwarming to wake up, 5 days later, check on it, and see that it had over 100 views on it. I think that's just absolutely just phenomenal that people just checked it out on a whim and actually liked the video. So really just kind of lets me know that I'm doing something right, and I'm really excited to go on this journey with you guys. And you guys are giving me a lot of motivation that ADHD drugs just cannot fill sometimes. So I really do appreciate every single one of you, and I will see you in the next one.